Hi guys, my name is Shriyam Agarwal and I'm an undergrad student aiming for the CMA certification. Well, I see that there have been a lot of discussions and a lot of news about a whole lot of industries, but there has been one industry which has been largely ignored. Yes, I'm talking about the backbone of Indian economy, the small and medium scale enterprises and the sole proprietor run business. To begin with, I must mention at the start itself that this video is not to discuss the problems of the small and medium scale enterprises, but this is all about to help and suggest solutions to these problems. Well, there are quite good consultants and business advisors who are there to support multinational companies and corporate giants, but there is absolutely no one to support the sole proprietors. As a student, I take it as my responsibility to come up and deliver my knowledge and to help these businessmen. So here are few identified problems and their solutions. First up, I want to discuss the problem of staff salaries. With no cash inflows and with standstill operations, I believe that this is the hardest part to deal with at the moment. Well, I agree with the government when they say that business houses should pay their employees even at the time of such extreme crisis because even they have their families to feed. But I disagree with the government when they say that business owners should pay their employees in full. Well, you see that there is complete uncertainty as to how businesses will operate after the lockdown is open. Also, the situation has hit hard the business reserves and savings. Therefore, keeping all these points in mind, I suggest a partial percentage cut in the salaries of employees, at least for the lockdown period, and paying them as much salary which would be sufficient enough to suffice their daily needs. Business owners should create various classes of employee pay scale, and based on every class, you should have an equal percentage cut for the employees. By doing this, you will also not ignore the fact that some employees may be earning just enough to survive, and thus it is not correct to deduct any salary for them. On the other hand, managerial and executive level employees earn decently well that they can let go of at least 30% of their income for the lockdown months for the welfare and sustainability of the business. The next problem which may arise due to the previously mentioned solution would be how to convince the employees for the salary cut. Now, a business owner should have good communication skills for this problem. The business owner needs to put forward the following points to their employees. 1. The fact that business is not earning any revenue and their salaries are a result of the same money which the business earns in the form of sales. 2. Give them an understanding that this money which you would be saving would not be used for your personal use but for the betterment of the business in future. 3. The hard way would be to bring them in face with reality that sooner or later there would be future consequences in the form of inevitable layoffs if the business does not save this time. 4. Another point could be to tell them that though unwillingly, the company would face a need to reduce the employee pay scale soon. So instead of getting their salary figure being reduced, it is better if they let go of some of the figures from the current monthly salary. 5. Also, you need to make them understand that during normal operations, there are regular leaves which the employees tend to take. Thus, paying them for all the 30 days does not make sense. 6. The best and the most pleasing to the employees would be to make them understand that because of the COVID-19, there are reductions in the expenditures too, such as traveling cost and conveyance. Thus, a business owner should pay them decently well to suffice their basic needs. 7. And most importantly, you can tell them that during any sort of emergency, they can approach you freely. But at the time of this emergency, you are asking for their help. Further on, now let's discuss the problem of how to make employees work from home. Large companies whose employees typically work digitally may make their employees work from home, but certainly most of the small scale businesses are either manufacturing based or trading based, which does not require an equivalent amount of computerized work. Therefore, much of the skilled laborers or artisans may not have any role to play until the lockdown is lifted up. But the top level employees at the managerial level may utilize this time to analyze past performance and make corrective plans and devise future strategies. Business owners may tell their employees to work on the following aspects while at home. Point number 1. If managers have the access to past records such as the balance sheet or the financial statements, they can use it to measure past performance and see where they lagged. They should do a variance analysis. A variance analysis is all about the difference between what we expect to happen and what happens. It may be positive or negative. If positive, a business must try and make it happen year after year. If negative, the business must try and overcome that element which caused it. Now, as per my estimate, most of these enterprises ignore this very effective technique to measure performance and take corrective action. If you have been ignoring it all this while, now is the time to do it. I believe doing this will bring to light some of the most key elements which the business never even thought of. 2. Make a customer profile data sheet for the wholesale customers. A wholesale customer may be a customer who may be a regular buyer, a bulk buyer, or any such customer who holds the potential to impact the business either directly or indirectly, and the business can identify such customers easily. Having all the relevant details of such customers can help a business do much better. The details may include the types of goods they prefer, how frequently they purchase, which brands they prefer, how loyal they are to your business, etc. These strategies for a wholesale customers must differ from those of retail customers. Within wholesale customers too, each customer should have a different approach. This data sheet will help business create such amazing strategies which they never even thought of earlier. Point number 3. One aspect which every business keeps developing all year round is its marketing strategies. These marketing strategies relate to the existing and potential retail customers of a business. If I need to give an example, it would be print ads in the newspapers, video advertisements in the cinema theaters, and brand billboards, etc. Managers should focus on how to attract such customers and propose effective plans for marketing. Also, at this time, they should be told to be cost conscious as the business may already be in financial distress. Point number 4. The next important thing the managers can focus on is inventory management and approximation. Due to the economic depression, the sales are expected to decline, and inventory planning for future is essential. The business should have the data of the current inventory and plan on the orders for future purchases based on the expected sales. Even if they do not have the exact data, they should make estimations of some of the fast and key moving products. This will not only keep them future ready, but will also make them more systematic. Point number 5. According to me, the demand for a product is not only influenced by its price, but also by the time it takes to sell. The products which take the shortest time to sell and have the highest demand in the market are the ones which are most exorbitantly priced. Take the example of the latest smartphones. While the products which have a long sale time and have a low demand have a quite reasonable pricing. Take the example of obsolete parts for an old model of a car. What I'm emphasizing here is the importance of pricing. Pricing plays a crucial role in the success of any business. Thus, the business should revise its pricing for its products, keeping in mind the changes in the future demand. To keep the operations running, even if the business can convert its inventory for cash at a low profit margin, it is good and should be acceptable. Point number 6. In India, as far as I know, we follow more of credit sales than cash sales for the wholesale customers I referred to in the previous points. Many a times, the credit sales of a business may be much more and higher than cash sales. Therefore, I am leading to one fact, that is, a business would have good number of debtors. Concerning these debtors, there are two things which I want to mention. The first thing is that a business should create a debtors evaluation form. This form would be beneficial in determining the past payment records of these debtors to help the business chart a schedule on when to expect the collections. My second point is about the ways you can get money from your debtors after the lockdown. Each business has a unique way of dealing with its debtors, and so is the case of every different debtor for the same business. Therefore, I recommend that collection agents devise a plan as to how they would go about in dealing with these debtors to be most effective. Although you have the right over that money which the debtors owe to you, you cannot afford to antagonize them because they are your eventually future customers. Point number 7. Workforce planning and proper job allocation is another thing which the business should do at this point of time. This is a very key point and you should plan accordingly for your business. Proper job allocation and proper roles and responsibilities helps a business do much better. Next up, we have the problem of rent and income tax. As the businesses need to deal with their employees to cut some of their pay, so do they have to when it comes to rent on their property. Most of the companies might have leases not just on their properties but also on their assets such as machinery and equipment. They need to courteously approach their landowners or lessors and request them for a reduction in their monthly installments for the period of the lockdown. Again, for this purpose, business owners need to be good with their communication skills. If convinced, even if they agree to let go of a 25% in the monthly installments, this could help you save a lot of money. The second point of income tax is also crucial. Now, this cannot be done by a single business owner. An entire association or a business group needs to file a request for relaxations in income tax on the small and medium scale enterprises. I am sure if a number of such requests are filed by many such associations, the Ministry of Finance and Corporate Affairs will surely give a consideration. This way, the businesses can save money in future. The last problem which I want to discuss is the point of uncertain future operations. Well, the risk of uncertainty coexists in a business environment, but right now it has increased to a greater extent because of the COVID-19 impact. What bigger companies do in general is that they create contingency plans and perform scenario analysis. Contingency plans refer to plans to deal with unexpected situations. Scenario analysis, on the other hand, refers to the act of creating multiple scenarios a business may face in future and developing plans to tackle such situations. Scenario analysis and contingency planning goes hand in hand. Working on these two effective corporate tools may help a business sustain in the long run. As concluding thoughts, I believe that the ideas and suggestions I gave would be helpful in the functioning of business enterprises during and after the period of lockdown. Business owners should keep them up to date with the news to know what is happening and how it can impact them. I would suggest that business owners should analyze the effect of COVID-19 on their particular industry. They should refer to such articles and business reports. This will help them make better decisions for their enterprises. Businesses can also plan on increasing their working hours after the lockdown opens. This may include working on weekends, increasing the daily working hours of operation, etc. In the end, the ideas which I gave may or may not be taken by a business. The fact is that it does not matter which decision you implement. The need of the hour is that you act, either your way or mine. Thank you.